Hi guys, welcome back. My World 67, this is G-Man. What I have here is that motor out at 897. Marx did a preview video on it a few days ago and got it going. And you remember it didn't run at all. Had a few problems. Didn't have a bulb. It had the wrong wheel on it. It still has the wrong wheel. I did change it. I had a fabricator wheel for it. This wheel that I put on it is off of a old battery operated Marx engine. I had to take it and grind down the shaft on the back side of the wheel a little bit so that it would allow it to match up with the original wheels. The wheels on these are supposed to have a reset space on the back, a recessed place on the back of the wheel. And I didn't have any of these available at this time. So the newer ones just won't work. They're too small. The recessed area in the back like this is a lot smaller. So this worked perfectly. I just had to ground down the back side of it. Like I said, the shaft was a little larger, the hole in this, because the axle rod in those battery operated engines is a little larger for some reason or another. So I had to take a piece of tinfoil, wrap it around it one time, just one time, and took some super glue, put on it, pushed the wheel down on it, and actually did it by hand. Didn't have to use a press, didn't have to do anything. It was a nice snug fit, and then turned it upside down, face down, so that the glue would drip down and not back onto the bearing, and accidentally glue this to the bearing, the wheel to the bearing. So anyway, guys, dropped a couple of oil, squirted a couple of squirts of WD up into the E unit. Very, very dirty, very, very sticky. It's still sticking a little bit. And the armature and the brushes were filthy. Cleaned the brush tubes, took off the brush plate, cleaned the brush tubes. Had one bent spring, brush spring, straightened it out. And the armature itself looked like it had been coffeed and shellacked. It took me about 10-15 minutes to clean that armature up. But anyway, we got it clean, got it back in, and now it's running. The contact's good shape. This engine's been run quite a bit. There is an indenture from wear on the front and back. It's a little worse, a little deeper on the back side. Okay, let's try it out and see what we've got. Now, I think I mentioned in that preview video that I was hoping that the axle wasn't bent. Well, I think it is bent. I did not check it. I really couldn't tell when I looked at it, and decided to leave it in there for now. So it's still got a little wobble to it. I'll change it out later on when I get the right axle for it. Now, as I said, that E unit is sticking just a little bit. Once we get it going, it's okay. Now it's just being a little stubborn for some reason. There it goes. Just got to warm it up, I guess. But anyway, it runs. It'll run a lot better once I get it on the track, where I can run it a distance Uh, it's still sluggish. That E unit's still a little dirty, and this is a closed chassis on these versus the newer ones. They have holes in the side, so you can kind of get up into that E unit a little better. I wanted to talk a little bit about that shell. I didn't do anything to the coupler itself. I said it did lightly sand it down. Got it smooth. It was just really rusty. You can see how rusty it still kind of looks. But I decided I kind of like that patina, so I'm going to leave it like that. Like I say, I did sand it down, got it smooth, and I kind of like it. It looks pretty good like that. Didn't do anything with this area back here. I think I'm going to just leave it like that. I might touch it up later. What I did was I took the black marker, and you remember from the other video, this had a lot of rub spots on it. Paint was missing. Detail was missing. So what I did was I went through, I took the indelible ink pen, the pen, and went all over it with that marker. Took care of all the rub spots, all the scratches. Then I took a white paint pen, went back and filled back in the detail where I could. Got a picture of the engine that was complete, and tried to reduplicate some of it. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But it does really look 100% better than it did. And I don't think anybody would have a problem wanting to own this engine. Now, it looks pretty good. The light was also busted. If you remember when we was looking at it, a piece of the plastic popped out of the light. I did fill that in with glue, and it's really clear, and it really works real good. It looks pretty good. This rim on the smokestack was really rusty, just like this coupler. I took it and sanded it down, and decided instead of leaving it like that, I paint it. So I took it and I took some aluminum paint, and I painted it, and did the same thing with the bell. Now that bell's kind of shiny. I kind of like that. It looks just like it did. Also, this marker lens was missing up here, and so I replaced that. Just used a piece of everyday found plastic that comes, our packaged goods comes in. Those blister packs, and so and you can use that for windows in buildings, windows in your railroad cars. You can use it for thousands of different purposes. So that's about it on that, guys. I want to point out these do have a red plastic smokestack. If you can see that in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll get some light down in there. Yeah, there we go. Little red. That gives it a red glow. Overall, it's a really nice engine. It wasn't dented or really beat up. Now, I wanted to talk about this weight. This weight is factory. I was questioning that. I've had a couple of 897s over the years, but didn't keep them. Traded them off for something else. So it's really kind of neat to me to have one of these again. I really enjoying it. But none of mine had this weight in it, and so I questioned that weight. Did some checking, found out that that weight was actually factory. Some of the first ones they didn't have the weight in them, and they decided to go ahead and put that in. Now some of them some of these weights were sent to the dealerships for the motors, for the engines that did not have that weight in them. And so some of these were added later from the dealerships, but they are original Marx equipment. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Yeah, put the screws in here so we wouldn't get lost. Now I can't see them. What did I do with my trusty screwdriver? If I wasn't videoing this tonight, I wouldn't be having so much trouble putting in that screw. Isn't that just weird? Now, I just noticed I took the wrong screw out of here. I don't know, guys, why I'm having so much trouble with the screws tonight. Maybe it's because I've tried to film this video 4 or 5 times today. Neither have had camera problems. I dropped the camera once while filming. Okay, when you tighten your screws up, you just want to go hand tight. So what I do is I tighten them up and then just give them a little twist. And there it is. Shall we try it with with the body on and see how it goes? It's a little slow on takeoff when it first starts up. But as I say, once I get it running, get it on the track, put it on the layout, run for a little while, it should be okay. It's just not used to run. Probably hasn't ran in decades. at least 30, maybe 40 years. Okay, guys. So that's the 897 project. Um, Looks pretty good, I think, considering. I'm going to take it and I'm either going to put some of that acrylic uh, polish on it that I have mentioned in other videos, or I am going to spray it down with clear. And the reason why I'm going to do that is to preserve um, all the uh, detail and everything that's left, original, and to try to preserve some of the detail that I just filled back in. Anyway, that's all I have for now. And you guys have a blessed and a happy time with your model trains. Until we meet again, happy rails to you. You quit a long time ago.